You are listening to the Honor and Conquer podcast with me, Dion Sekone-Fraser. Yo! Oh shit. We had some technical issues starting this podcast, but we're here. Here we are, 102. Dang, man. It's like starting all over again, you know, but in the hundreds this time. It's like I know what I'm doing a little bit now. But if you are watching this on the YouTube video right now, I'm looking at you in the screen. It may look a little weird, but I'm using an iPhone to record this because I think iPhone's a little bit better, much better than using the camera that I was using, which is funny because I was using a GoPro, and you would think that would be better, but wait, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, I got it out of my system. But yeah, we're 2 weeks deep into being here in Portland. Sorry, not Portland. We don't live in Portland anymore. In Austin, Texas. What have we done in the 2 weeks of Austin, Texas? Well, we've eaten a lot of places. We've trained a lot. We've been training at GetOnnit lately, which is buzzy in itself. Mainly because I've been using GetOnnit since like 2011 or 2000, maybe actually no, not 11, because I couldn't get it in New Zealand. We had to wait till we got to America. So probably 2013, maybe 14. Yeah, using their products for the first time. It's crazy how customs in New Zealand are pretty strict, which is great. I love how strict they are in New Zealand, I think is awesome. But yeah, now seeing all the photos on Instagram, you know, of GetOnnit, and now you're actually being in the gym, still boggles my mind, you know, how far I've come. But I have always told Megan this, that I was content with just living in New Zealand and, living in New Zealand and living in my hometown of Wanganui, you know, not really going outside of that. I was just content just living there, and I thought I was just going to live there forever, just get a job and all that kind of jazz. But I'm glad that I met Megan, and she kind of broadened my horizons a little bit. But it's not bad, you know what I'm saying? It's not bad at all. But now, yeah, living in Austin, Texas, working at GetOnnit, and we live in a very nice place. Where I am right now is our lounge / kitchen / you can see the bedroom in the background if you're watching this on YouTube. There's our lounge in the back, and I'm on this kitchen island. It's bigger than where we were living in Portland. In Portland, we were living in this like shitty studio apartment. You know, you try to make home as much as you want, as much as you can make it anyway. But we were just living in such a shithole. It was just terrible. Mold growing in the rooms, and you try to get maintenance to fix it, and then they just paint over it. Don't really do shit about it. They give you a dehumidifier, and it's like, yeah, but that's black mold, bro. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's probably the thing that they were thinking. And that whole place was falling apart. Megan's bike almost got stolen once, and we had to chase that guy down the street. I don't know if I've told you guys that story. One morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm still in bed. Megan's getting breakfast and everything ready. And she sees movement on the balcony, and she goes over to the balcony. She sees it, and she just like slams her hand on the door like, "Who the fuck are you? Who are you?" And I jump straight out of bed. We open the sliding door. We're on the balcony. Megan sees the guy running away, and I couldn't see shit. And then before you know it, Megan's like out the front door, running down the street. I'm like barely awake, and I put my pants on, put t-shirt on, and I'm trying to run too. And my Achilles is really bad in the morning. My left Achilles is the worst in the morning. So I'm trying to like hobble run, and I'm barefoot, and it was raining overnight, so the ground was super wet and it was super cold, and I'm trying to run, and it's just such a mess. But yeah, that was that story. If you want to know more about these crazy stories, I've actually got a YouTube channel that you're probably watching this on right now. I used to do daily vlogs every single day. That was really fun. I enjoy doing daily vlogs. I thought that was a fun thing, but doing them every single day. Sorry, I got a yawn. Doing the vlogs every single day, having to get up at like 5 a.m. every single day to like edit them. It got gnarly. It got so gnarly. Just doing editing. So getting up at 5 a.m., editing the podcast. Editing the vlog within that hour, and then 6 o'clock. Get on with your day. It was just such a long day, and I did that every single day. Every day. No days off. no rest days. It was every single day, and it was the worst. I couldn't do it, but it was fun. I don't think I'd ever do it again. It was a fun little project that I did, and now when I watch the vlogs back, I remember they were fun times for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on the podcast because honestly, it's tough finding guests out here. I can't find any guests in the Austin region. I've reached out to so many. I've got potential podcast guests on the horizon, but none of them are kind of taking the bait, and not bait, but like none of them are really into what I'm saying, and it's kind of annoying. I'm trying to get more guests for the show. The problem with getting guests here in Austin, Texas is one thing that I've noticed here in Austin, Texas. Everyone's a fucking big deal. Everyone's got like 15,000 bajillion followers, and they're how do I word this? They're I don't want to say self-obsessed because I don't know them as a person, but they come across as very self-important, celebrity status, influencer type. Megan said that there are a lot of Instagram influencers that live in our area, and I said to her, "How do you know that?" And then she said the lady at the front desk told her. So I was kind of like, well, that's kind of bullshit. Like, don't tell me that, because one, I don't give a shit. Like, that shouldn't be a thing anyway. In terms of like, oh yeah, these guys are your neighbors. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about how famous you are on Instagram. It's funny how that's a thing now. Instagram famous. I always think about that. There's one guy at the GetOnnit gym. I have a big problem with him. I won't say who he is. The people who are around me know who he is. But I try my very best to be, polite to everyone. I'm pretty. Some people may not even think about this about me, but I'm pretty shy. I'll stick to myself, and if people talk, it's one of those things where I won't talk unless I'm talked to, and if I talk to you, like I'll engage you and I'll ask you questions and everything like that. But most of the time, I just look at that as me stepping forward. I look at it as too try hard, for me anyway. Other people can pull it off, but just not me. So I'll stick to myself and do my own thing. I'll just potter along, bang, 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 and then so for me, if I'm going to go to the gym every day and I see the same people every day, I'm going to say hello. So I think it's only fair. I've been going to that gym for a week and a half now, and I see the same people, so I'll give them the what up. And there are some really cool people. I'll give them the what up, and they give me the what up back. But there's one guy. He's one guy. I said to him, one of the first days I was there, I said to him, "Hey man, what's going on?" "Nothing. Cold shoulder." Just nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. We all have bad days, and I probably got them on a bad day. So I was like, okay, I'll just potter along. I'll get, warm up, da-da-da-da-da. And we always, how you awkwardly just catch eyes with each other, and you're like, oh, shit. That's about it. And I knew who he was. I knew who he was through Instagram and all that kind of shit. And that's as far as I've known him. The guy who takes his shirt off every time he works out. Oh, whoops, that may give it away, actually. So I just let him do his thing, and bang, 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 bang. And then a couple of days later, I see him, I don't acknowledge him, and I say, we're in the area, we're kind of putting our bags down, he's checking his phone, and I just got into the gym, and I put my bag down, and I said to him, hey, what's going on, man? Nothing. Cold shoulder. And I'm like, oh, fuck. How many bad days does this guy have? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, oh, fuck. But then I started thinking, because one of the other trainers, he came over to where I was working out, and he said, how long are you in town for? And since that was his opening line, I was thinking in my head, oh, shit. A lot of people who are out of town has probably come to this gym. So, probably he doesn't want to get too acquainted because he thinks I'm just I'm just passing through. But at the same time, I look at myself in some positions, and you want to be warm and welcoming. You want to say to your friends, man, I went to the ONNIT gym, it was so cool. Not I went to the ONNIT gym and no one talked to me, and that guy was a dick or something. I don't know. So that was it, and that was the second time for me that I got a cold shoulder. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Another bad day, and he's busy with a client, so he's probably getting his client stuff together, and I totally understand that. So, he's working out the dumbbells. And I went over because I wanted to use the dumbbells too, and at that point I was like, oh shit, that's his space. Maybe I should leave him alone. And I'm like, oh, but how come that should be one thing? He should be warm and welcoming. How come I'm thinking that way? So I said, oh, okay, nah, fuck it. Let's just go over and just ask him politely. It's like, if it's okay for me to just be, on the side by myself. So I went over, said, hey, man, is it okay if I use the dumbbells? Didn't even look at me. He just walked away, and he said, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. He said, no, actually, he said, yeah, it's okay. But didn't even look at me. He kind of just snubbed me off. So at that point, when I give you 3 chances and you fucking cunt to me, fuck you. I'm not talking to you. If you extend your hand to shake my hand, fuck you. I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm going to look you in the eye and say, I'm not going to shake your hand because you're a fucking cunt. So, I mean, yeah, could I be taking it out of proportion? Probably. I'm probably taking it way out of proportion. But at the same time, just be a nice fucking human being. You know what I mean? And just be nice, and just be the fact that here's the thing. I mean, I know that guy's been there at that gym for like years and years and years. I totally get it. So you see a lot of people who come through the gym, and I get it, because when you're a celebrity and you go into that gym, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a no one. I'm nobody. But so when anyone goes into that gym, he's the person who's going to go up to him and suck his balls. You know what I mean? He's the one who's going to go up to him and lick his asshole. He'll do anything on his hands and knees. You know what I mean? So for me, oh man, I wish I could name this guy because he's a fucking asshole. But I look at that stuff and say, what do you? Okay, you've got 1,000 bajillion plus followers on Instagram, right? Okay, that's cool. Okay, you look at his page. All right, he's working out. Cool, awesome. He's inspiring others to get fit, which is great. That should be the whole idea. But Instagram as a whole, Instagram is like a couple of seconds out of your 24 hours in the day. You know what I mean? And Instagram is a minute video out of the entire day. You know what I mean? So you can do a really good job at pretending to be something on Instagram, but if you're not that in person, then you're a fucking fake. You know what I mean? Like, you're projecting something that isn't real. You're projecting something that isn't really there, and that's a personality. Unfortunately, for this guy. But then there's the other guys like Eric, the steel mace guy, the coolest dude in the world. I'll tell you a story about Eric, the steel mace guy. The coolest fucking dude in the world. I was only there for my first training day. You know what I mean? And I'm there, and again, I mind my own business. I don't talk to anyone unless I'm talked to, and that's just because I'm shy and I'm trying to be respectful of their place. Because for some people have been going to that gym for years, and I've only been going to that gym for a week or two. So I'm trying to be respectful of their time and space, and I don't want to butt in on conversation or anything like that. So I'll just stick to myself. I'll give the people the what up if they give me a what up. But this guy Eric, the steel mace guy, he was, talking to me, and he's like, oh, how do you live there? And yeah, man, I'm originally from New Zealand, but I'm Samoan, and we just moved here. The wife works next door, and what the coolest thing he did is he hooked me up with a free smoothie from the ONNIT cafe, and I was like, man, he didn't have to do that shit. I know they get 2 free shakes a week, but still, the fact that he took that 1 free shake just for me, I thought that was awesome. I was so appreciative of it, and that was him being a decent human being, like him taking the time out of his morning to stand there and talk to me about, just anything. Just talk to me about life. Talk to me about his like his friends in the Polynesian community, and how he knew his friends who are Polynesian, he had some Tongan friends, he had some Fijian friends, some big Australian dudes and stuff. We were just talking just general shit, but the fact that he took his time out of his morning to talk to me, which was I really, that stuff really means the world to me, because I don't forget that stuff. But if you're an absolute fucking cunt to me and you're a fucking asshole to me, I 100% remember that stuff. So, and especially if you're a cunt to my wife, then I'm definitely not going to talk to you ever again. I don't give a shit who the fuck you are. But again, I'm straying away from the point. The point being is that you're only famous on Instagram. That's the only thing that you're contributing to the world. But no one's going to know you outside of Instagram. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like if you took all that shit away, if you took all of that, the followers away, all of that, that celebrity status, like, what do you have? Nothing. You've got stuff, of course, in your own personal, in your surrounding vicinity, and people are just going to know you in that surrounding vicinity. But outside of that, who the fuck are going to know you? People who just know you through word of mouth or whatever. No one's going to, you walk down the street, no one's going to fucking hold your hand or ask for an autograph. No one's going to give a shit about you. No one gives a fuck. So if you're walking around all high and mighty with your chest in the air and your chin in the air, like, what's the point? Why? What's it going to achieve? That you're better than everyone? Cool, that's great. But what are you putting into the world? I mean, you can walk around as much as you want, but you're still going to be a fucking tosspot. No one's going to give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? So as long as I keep a modest head and try to be respectful for others, and I'll give anyone a time of day. I'll talk to you for anything. I'll talk to you about, whatever. But if you are a genuine asshole, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm just not. I'm going to give up on you. I'm going to give you 3 chances, and if you fuck up those 3 chances, that's it. I remember long ago, a couple years back, Tate Fletcher. When I was on Snapchat. Tate Fletcher's snaps were my favorite ones to watch and listen to. Biggest reason is because Tate is he's an interesting cat. He's got he's been through a lot. He's jumped the gauntlet all the time, and he's been through UFC, and to here he is. In where he is with Caveman Coffee, he's gone through a lot to get to where he is and to be as successful as he is. So I love listening to his snap stories. And there was one thing that's always going to stick with me many years later. He said, human interaction can be as simple as when you're in a line at Whole Foods, or when you're getting your grocery shopping, or when you're at a store and it comes time to pay for your goods. Do the simple thing and don't look at the pin pad. Look up at the human being that's right in front of you. Look them into the eyes and tell them, and just talk to them, even if it's the casual thing that you do at checkouts. Do you want a bag? No, thank you. I'm fine, thanks. Look them in the eye, because they're a human being. And I remember that has always stuck with me. So every time I go through a checkout, I try my very best to remind myself to do that, because it is human interaction. Human interaction can be as simple as a handshake or a smile, or you look at them in the eyes and have a genuine conversation with them. You know what I mean? So I think that stuff is more important to me. That small amount of impact in people's lives are more important to me than followers. I tell you that much right now. But at the same time, because where I am with a podcast, I've never given a shit about followers. Never. I've never actually given a shit about followers. I don't give a fuck about them. However, when you ask for sponsorship for your podcast, businesses, stupidly and rightfully so at the same time, because they want an audience, and if they're going to give you money, they want money to be stretched a long time, in the long run. Businesses are going to look at how successful you are with that, and they want to, can they trust you with this product, or can they trust you with their money, or can they just trust you in general? And for some odd reason, companies look at your follower count as that, and it kind of sucks. So as much as I hate doing it, I've been trying to get more followers for the Instagram page because I hate doing it, but people just follow your page and they want to know more about you, and that's great. I just hate how companies kind of look at that as the marker for how successful you are. You know, it's in their eyes, success means follower count, but we're all successful in our own way. I just hate how it's defined by numbers on a social media platform. You know what I mean? So what I'm basically saying is that don't get caught up in the follower count. Get caught up in your own life and your own shit. You know what I mean? Because there's more out there than there is, you know, in front of your screen on a phone or whatever it is. And it's trying to find balance as well. What Megan and I had a hard time with is in Portland, Oregon, is finding a balance, honestly. Finding a balance in terms of work and personal life, because we didn't have a car. So we had it's not necessarily the work and, you know, once you finish work, go home and do stuff. It was actually go home after work, coordinate a bus timetable. Sorry, I got a yawn again. Man. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. My mother called me via Facebook Messenger, and it was a tough one. It wasn't actually, I take that back. It wasn't a tough one. It was just it was late. I should say that it was late. My mother called me at like 12. No, I had to call my mum back. Sorry, so I called my mum back at midnight, and I was like, oh fuck. No, not in a burden way, but just like, oh, okay, I got to stay up now because I'll feel too bad if I go to sleep. So I stayed up, and we had a solid, maybe even, how late was that? It was kind of late, maybe. I don't know. Till maybe about 1 o'clock. Yeah, something like that. Sorry guys, I'm just doing something real quick. I might go live with this podcast. Yeah, why not? We're going to go live. Just because I don't give a fuck. That's why. Oh shit. This is so entertaining right now. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Cancel. Oh. No, put that down. Sorry, guys. I'm still here. I promise. I'm still here. Okay, start live video. Oh, shit. Checking my connection. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Funny balance. Oh, yeah, in Portland, Oregon, we had a really hard time. We had a really hard time trying to find balance between work and bus schedules and all that kind of jazz. It was really, really tough. So what we did was we really tried our best to make time for each other between training, and I think towards the end we were getting a little burnt out. And when I say burnt out, I mean we were always training, and Megan was training for a fight. And when you're in fight camp, and I totally understand this, when you're in fight camp, it's a little tricky. Like, I get it. Like, you're cutting weight, and you have to put in, like, you know, double days or triple days to just make up for certain things. And I totally got it. So when we moved to Austin, everything's kind of been a breather. You know what I mean? It's a new, fresh, and it's, again, saying to our Portland experience, I'm not shitting on that. I just think that we have a better balance here in Austin, Texas than we did, than we did in Portland, Oregon. I think we're doing a better job here because at the same time, like Megan, when she's at her job, you know, they actually encourage you to go work out. So, you know, if Megan misses a workout in Portland, she'll be too tired to, start doing a workout when she got home. But in this way, you can actually go to the gym, do a really quick 30-minute class, and then go back to work. Because how they've got their office set up is that if you're watching this on video, they've got the office right here, kind of there, and then right next door is their gym. You can just go through one door, and it's great. I think it's awesome that you can do that. But yeah, there's a bit of a better balance here, and we live so central to great food around here. It's insane. Like after this, because it's Megan's birthday today. I should have done a birthday podcast. I will do it tomorrow. Because it's Megan's birthday today, I'm gonna go pick her up from work, and we're gonna go straight to a different get some food somewhere. I don't know what the fuck we're up to. But I'm just gonna pick her up, and we're gonna go somewhere. And every single night, no joke, I've said to Megan, I don't want to go to sleep. And she said, why? It's because everything's so exciting here in Austin. I don't want to miss out. So I'm just too excited to get the next day underway. I'm so excited to just, do stuff. And I've got so much time here to work on Honor and Conquer and the podcast. And I've got so much time to do that. And the Lululemon team are really nice too, because I got transferred from Lululemon in Portland to here in Austin, Texas. So that was awesome. The community out there is really strong. It's a bit of a bummer. It's like a 30-minute drive out there, which sucks, but that's okay. But it's all a part of the moving game. I've done this moving thing from New Zealand to Pittsburgh, and then in Pittsburgh we lived in 3 different places. We lived in Cranberry Township, and then we moved to downtown Pittsburgh, and then we moved from downtown Pittsburgh to Lawrenceville, and then from Lawrenceville we moved to Portland, and then moved to Portland in that one area, and then from Portland to here. I still can't believe how many times we moved in Pittsburgh. It was actually kind of crazy how many times we moved in Pittsburgh. We've had to break leases. We've had to do all that shit. But it's all worked out in the end because now we're here. You know what I mean? We are here in Austin, Texas, which is great. Another thing that was cool at the Dion Academy is a system that I've always wanted to do for the longest time, and that's Bang Muay Thai. Bang Muay Thai is it's trained and run by Dwayne Ludwig, trained by that guy. So, and it's a system that I've always wanted to try for a long time. TJ Dillashaw, who is the current UFC champ right now, I think. I'm not too sure if he's current or not. I think Georgia. Hey, what's up, Georgia? You just came in on the live feed. What's going on Instagram? That's right. For you people who are watching on YouTube, we've got another camera right here on the Instagram machine. I've got 2 cameras. YouTube, Instagram, YouTube. I'm surrounded by cameras. It's craziness. Absolute craziness. But, Megan and I have been going to that gym right now since we've been here, and the system in itself is really interesting. They work a lot with unorthodox fighters and orthodox, so that was pretty cool. Learning new skills that I've never ever done in my life before, and it's being vulnerable. Learning new skills is always tough, you know what I mean? Because you have to be vulnerable. You have to be okay with fucking up most of the time, you know what I mean? And you have to be okay with that. Because if you're not okay with that, then you're thinking too much about confusion. You're thinking too much about ego. Like Megan gets frustrated with the combos because she's not used to it. And I think she comes more from she's frustrated that she can't do it. Like she understands the method, but she doesn't necessarily know how to apply it. So, but if there are some people who will look at that system and say, oh, I've always just been trained this way. This is, I don't want to do it this way, or whatever it is. You're not willing to start from square one anymore. You just want to go on that current square that you're on and just keep building and building and building. But the thing is that with any new skill, you're not back at step one. You're already on the step that you're at. You're just adding more shit to it. I don't think a lot of people understand that. You're not starting all over. You've already got the base. If you're okay, I'm just going to rant about Muay Thai for a little bit. Here's the problem, and it's not even talking about. It's not even talking about. It's not even talking about. Like the bang system. I'm not talking about just a bang system. I'm just talking about everything else in general. I'm talking about if your basic fundamental Muay Thai is terrible, then you learning more tricks like bang Muay Thai, like any other system that's out there, is not going to be as crisp and sharp. Like most of the people don't even know. Again, this is coming from a person who I wasn't a great fighter. That's why I stopped. I don't consider myself a great fighter, but there are always habits that people get into that want to throw like flash spinny flicky kicks or spinny flicky power punches or Hadoukens or Hayugets or Blanca electricity move. Those are Street Fighter references. People are more concerned about doing that than they are concerned about learning basic fundamental stuff. How to rotate your hip into a kick, how to make the pivot with your foot, where the placement of the shin is, how good your jab is. People need to really look at what their fundamental base is before approaching all of that fancy other shit. Because if you learn basic fundamentals, the fancier shit becomes more easy. But you should never ever stop having a solid but fundamental Muay Thai. I'm telling you, I get so frustrated when I see these people doing spinny flicky kicks or spinny flicky hand. What do you even call them? Spinning back fists? Yeah, that's it. spinning back fists. Whenever I have to spar someone and I see people doing that, you can A, see the setup coming from a mile away, and B, did I say A and then B? Did I say 1 or 2? Did I go A and 2? I can't remember. And A, you can see the setup coming from a mile away, and 2, you can they're slow. They're so slow in their reaction that you can almost counter that position coming in straight away. So people need to learn basic fundamental Muay Thai before they go on to the other stuff. I'm telling you, you can see the setup coming from a mile away. Like I was sparring with Jess. Hey, Jess is on Instagram Live. What's going on? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was sparring Andrew Craig last night. He is a former UFC fighter. Now he's a coach at Bang. And what I liked about his movement was really good. And well, of course it is. But his movement was very timed. And hey, what's going on, Jess? Very timed and very calculated. And he was setting up things that were just beyond my skill level and whoever else I've sparred with in the past, apart from like 100% Muay Thai guys. This guy was 100% MMA guy. But then I went to, spar another one, and their basic jab wasn't good, and their right hand wasn't solid, and the movement wasn't as crisp, but they were continuously throwing like flicky things, and whenever I see like all that shit going on, I just kind of stand still and wonder what the fuck is going on. Like why is this happening? So I don't know. That was my little rant on Muay Thai. But we've been training there, and the differences between Austin and Portland, Oregon to Austin, Texas, have been so vast. And it's just been insane. We've been loving it so much. Now I know. Okay, everyone's excited. Everyone's so excited about this Mayweather and McGregor fight. Honestly, I don't give a shit. And here's why. Because if Mayweather wins, it's gonna. Here's the thing. In my opinion, Conor McGregor needs to win this fight for the sake of all. Conor versus Floyd. McGregor needs to win this fight, and here's the reason: because it's going to make MMA look good. You know what I mean? If boxing wins, if Mayweather wins this fight, all the boxing people, and not just boxing community, not just the boxing community, everyone, every other fight community is just going to say, see, I knew the boxer could take out the MMA guy. So, honestly, I don't give a fuck about this fight. I'll watch it. I just don't give a fuck. I'm not that invested in it. But you know what? The fight that I am invested in, UFC, can't remember the name, Cyborg versus Megan Anderson. That is the fight that I'm looking forward for. I'm more interested in that fight than I am with Mayweather and McGregor. I put in my notes. Talk about Mayweather versus Floyd. See, that's how much I don't give a shit about this fight. I can't even get the thing right. But I'm more excited about Cyborg versus Megan Anderson, because this is going to be a great fight for a couple of reasons. Is that we're going to see really good strikers going at it, really amazing strikers going at it. And sure they're great on the ground, but Megan Anderson is a top-notch KO artist, and so is Cyborg. Cyborg lost her, I think it was a recent Muay Thai fight, and I'm just so excited for this fight. When I see these types of fights that happen, like who was the other fight? Holly Holm versus Durandame. I was very excited for that fight because they're two kickboxers going at it. We're not going to see them go to the ground. And for some reason in my head, I love seeing that stuff. Like, it's high level, not Muay Thai, because it's not Muay Thai, high level kickboxing on a bigger scale with the smaller gloves, the 6 ounce, I think it's 6 or 8 ounce gloves. I think it's great. I love it. That's why I'm excited for this fight, motherfuckers. And Megan Anderson is the current Invicta champ. So she's coming over as a champion. So she has the possibility of winning the UFC, being crowned the UFC champ at the same time as the Invicta champ. Because I don't think this is going to be a first time in that division. And I think this is the first time that this will happen in Invicta history in general. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a first. So I'm so excited for this fight. I don't give a fuck about Mayweather and McGregor. I don't give a fuck about that fight. I only care about this fight. And it's on August 25th, so it's super close. It's not that far away. So yeah. I don't know what else to talk about, guys. I have no idea. Oh yeah, episode 100, I was giving away a t-shirt. I was giving away 2 t-shirts for 2 lucky people, and the only thing that they needed to do was go to the review section and just put a review about the show. No one did it. Or maybe people didn't even listen to the show. There was one person actually who said, what was the timestamp? He said on the Instagram, he said, what's the timestamp for the competition? And I said, the timestamp is when you download the episode, you subscribe, and you start playing the show. That's the timestamp. 0.00. That's when it starts. That's when you should start listening. But that's okay. So no one won it. So I'm not going to do that competition again. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Don't fuck you. No fuck yous. Look, but on a serious note, look, I'll finish on this because I wanted it to be a short podcast today. I'll finish on this. The fact that I am at 102 episodes and I just looked at the subscriber count yesterday and the downloads, we're doing not bad. We're not that bad. You know what I mean? And the fact that people listen to the show, and I feel like I've said this a lot, but when people listen to the show, it really does mean a lot to me. Or when people come up to me and say they listen to the show, or they email me saying that they do, or Instagram stuff, it really means the world to me. Because sometimes I look at it and I say, man, what's the fucking point? No one's really listening, and no one's like getting any benefit out of the show, and should I even keep doing it? I don't know. But I know there are people out there. I'll come back to my why. You know, I always talk about coming back to my why, and my why is, why did I start doing the show? It was because I wanted to sit down with my friends and talk to them about real life stuff. Like, that's the only shit I give a shit about. I only care about that stuff. You know what I mean? And if I keep my why intact, then I should be fine. I should be all good. No matter how much money I make from this show, no matter how much the subscriber count, no matter how much people follow me on Instagram or anything like that, and if you want to do that, at Honor and Conquer on Instagram, and if you want to follow me on my personal account, at Dion Sekone, DionSekone, and but this is fun for me. The show has become absolute craziness on it, if I can honestly speak. This has been an absolute crazy ride, and I'm so thankful for being on this trip. I'm thankful for even continuing with it. Going back to the Biz Vision podcast that I did with Alaska Tracy, she was telling me the curse of episode 7, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about this curse. I knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it, so I just did it. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I just did it. And you figure it out along the way. And, you know, we figured it out along the way. 102 episodes later, here we are, and I'm in Austin, Texas, and I've got 2 cameras on me right now. So, it's absolute madness, my friends. It's absolute madness. Okay. But thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. You guys watching on YouTube, thank you very much. No one's on the Instagram live anymore, and that's fine. But thank you guys very much for listening, for watching. It really means the world to me. And if you could, subscribe to the show, and if you want, rate the show a 5-star show and leave a review for us, okay? All right. I'm rolling out of here. Goodbye, motherfuckers.